So I'm just going to be really honest. That was the, I think, 7th time that I hit record for the first 5 seconds of this video. I don't know how to intro it, and I think just to practice what I preach, I'm going to just let this one roll. I'm creating some videos to share some of what I'm learning about being present. And for any of you who've followed me for some time, you know that this has been a focus of mine quite a bit for over 10 years. And so I've got a lot of things to share, and I've found a lot of things that have helped me a lot, and I'm really excited to share them, and hence bringing back some activity on the YouTube channel. So my goal is to do this weekly, and we'll see. Yeah, so just then I almost hit stop. And I think I did this last week as well, but I'm going to create a layer of communication with you that is beneath what's happening in this video. And that layer of communication will happen non-verbally through a long blink, like this, or something, a longer blink. And this long blink is me telling you, or showing you, or just letting you know that I am having trouble being here, and that I'm getting caught up in the surface material of this video. The surface material being, how do I look? How do I sound? Is this connecting? Is this not connecting? How am I doing? And I think that's probably a rut that I fall into every minute of every day, it seems like, of just really observing myself and judging myself as I go versus inhabiting my own self, my own life. And so last week I invited you to picture a table, and you were clearing the table of any thoughts that had to do with the past or the future, which leaves a very small sliver of percentage of this pinpoint of a moment of now. And we explored a little bit about how that little pinpoint actually goes down infinitely deep, and that in every one of these pinpoints of a moment there are infinite things, gifts for us to receive. And by being in the future or being in the past, all of those pinpoints of a moment, all those seconds and milliseconds are just being passed over, kind of like if you were on the surface of the water, even though the water goes infinitely deep. That's not your experience because you're trying to get somewhere. That's a good description of the quality of much of my life, and I'm really trying to change that. I'd love to, at the end of my life, look back on millions of pinpoints of infinity, really drinking in and receiving each moment, versus I just got through it my life. I just got through it. I probably rushed through it. I was thinking about things that had already happened much of the time, and thinking about what's going to happen. And it never actually happened that way, but that's where my mind was. Always somewhere other than where I am. So this video, there's a lot of trucks outside right now, so I can do a really long blink because I'm like, ruining this video. How do I look? How's my video going? There's so much stuff out on the internet. Wow, that is really loud though. I'm gonna close my window. There's of course like construction happening outside my house. Um, there's so much stuff on the internet that feels so much better than what I can do. And if you just try to relate to that for a second, there's so much out there that seems so much better than what I think that I can do. And where does that put you? Where does that put me? Where does that put me with this video? Like, I should probably hit stop and re-record when the sound is gone so that I have a better, so I sound better, so I look better, so my video is better. Why? So it can compete with all the noise. And why is that important? So that someone notices me, so someone hears me. And I want to invite you to relate to that on a broader level than just a YouTube video. There's so much out there that is so much better than what I think I can do. And if I don't compete, I won't be seen or heard. And that leads to a life of skimming the surface. Because you just can't have that approach and also just be where you are. So this video, I mean, I'm telling you, every cell in my body is wanting to reach for that stop button. And probably after this, maybe I'll try to edit it down or something, and I'm gonna avoid that as well. And right now, I'm not only competing with every other video in the world out there, I'm also competing with this freaking truck outside that's making this loud noise. But it's more than that. I'm competing with a voice inside me that is saying, you are not good enough. And you will never be noticed. You will never be heard. And therefore, you will never be taken care of. You will never be not alone. I'm inviting you to relate to that in your own version of that. And then I'm inviting you to do what I'm attempting to do right now, which is to not hit stop, to not edit your life, but to be where you are. And this happens to be where I am. The one moment of the entire week that I decide to hit record, which is already hard enough to decide to sit down and create. That's the moment that I have these loud sounds that are so distracting to me outside. And they're not distracting to me because of the sounds themselves, they're distracting to me because of my perception of how I look and how I sound. And then the perception of what will happen to me if I don't look and sound good. So my practice today is to not hit stop, to not edit the video, to go ahead and share and put out into a world full of noise, something that is just me, and just me in this moment. It's just my real life. And I'm inviting you to do some version of the same thing today. And I'm going to play a song for you amidst the noise. I'm not even sure what song I'm going to play yet, but I'll start playing and we'll see. I don't have my capo, so I don't have many options here. When it's been far too long, and I'm this close to giving up. When the sun doesn't shine, it's far too gone, and so am I. So am I. When it feels all the time like your best is all behind, you're counting days, you're killing time, you're all but gone, and so am I. And so am I. And so am I. But you're still here. You're breathing out. You're breathing in. You're alive. And maybe life is still ahead. It's there for you, and so am I. And so am I. And so am I. We're still here, we're breathing out, we're breathing in. We're alive, and maybe life is still ahead. Wow. This has been the most challenging video I think I've ever made before. And gonna be really challenging to share it. So I'm being as honest as I can because I think it's helpful, not just to be like, put my guts out there, but like, this feels like, why would you put this out? Why would you share this? This is like, no one wants to hear garbage. And I'm not trying to be self-deprecating. I don't think it's garbage, but like, I just think there's something very important for us, for me, but I feel like for maybe someone else too, in this process of moving beyond our performance and into our being. Moving out of the game just to be here. And maybe this is the only video that will be released today that isn't polished, or that doesn't have an error or a motivation of trying so hard to be accepted or to be acceptable behind it. And maybe this could encourage others to live a different way too. Or maybe this is just practice for me, but here it is.